Hey everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you are a regular here. This is the continuation of the Idaho 4 series of readings, and today I'm looking into the energies of someone that I completely missed somehow along the way. As I've explained in a previous video, I am going to go back to my original formula of doing the thorough investigation on as many people as I possibly can who are either relatives of people who are in the case, linked to the case, and including people themselves. So this one's actually on Bethany Funke's parents, and I'm specifically looking at her mother in this reading. Bethany Funke is probably more elusive than Dylan Mortensen. We know very little about her. She seems to be a bit of an enigma. We don't know. She feels like someone who's very heavily protected, and I'm not sure why that is or how that is. We've got, I mean, even from the court records that we've already seen, there's been very little even evidence of her involvement, her the circumstances with her on the night of the atrocities. So I think it's going to be an interesting one just to delve into the energies of her parents, to see whether there's any connections or they have any connections higher up, which I think I've mentioned in a previous reading, maybe to do with Bethany. The previous reading on Bethany Funke that I did some months ago, probably about a year ago now actually. So let's have a look anyway, and let's have a look at her mum. Now I will say that there's a bit of confusion here about her parents' names. I did a bit of research, and I think I'm right in saying that her father's called Kai and her mother's called Wendy. Now please correct me if anyone knows the parents' names, mother and father. Let me know, because I came across a different source on the net which gave her father's name as being Andrew and the mother's something else, I can't remember. So I'm not sure which is correct, but it doesn't matter as far as an energy reading goes, because I am tapping into the energy. The name is, you know, to a certain extent irrelevant, but it would be nice to know what the actual names of her parents are. So we're going to start with her mum, and this is a psychic reading. I use oracle cards, tarot cards and psychic messages to dip into the energies of people, past and present. And it is open to interpretation. You may look at these cards and think, well, I don't think it means that. I think it means something different. And I encourage you to interpret them in your own way. So this is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing I state in this reading is factual. So we're going to start, as always, with the Clarifying Life Situations deck. That's turned upside down. So first two cards. The first card is Hidden Keys. Put things together, piece by piece, to reveal the bigger picture. Does Bethany's mum have a hidden piece to this puzzle? Does she know more than we realise? The next card is Commitment. Commit to this next stage in your development and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. This feels like a heavy indication that some kind of promise may have been made to Bethany's parents, Bethany's mum, that she would be protected, perhaps. Maybe that Bethany wouldn't have to go through any unnecessary trauma, reliving the night of. We never got to find out whether she was going to testify or not. I get the feeling she tried to get out of testifying, or presenting any kind of witness statement in court, I believe. I'm not sure if that's true, but it feels like the commitment word also makes me feel the amount of commitment that Bethany's mum has towards Bethany to look after her and protect her. So let's move into the next deck, which is What Lies Beneath. I think there's about 20 cards that have just fallen out, so I'm afraid I cannot read them all. I'm going to leave the one that's face up. There's two that are face up, so I'm going to leave those up. Okay. Wow, okay. Knowing they effed up is the first one. And the next card is Total Drama Action. Interesting. Knowing they effed up. Why would Bethany's parents know they effed up? I'm going to have to wait for the tarot on that one because I can't quite seem to pick up what it's about. And the total drama action, I mean, I should think, well, I believe that there would have been, you know, definitely an energy of having to jump into action, take action. Total drama. We know so little about Bethany. Don't know anything about her personality. I mean, is the knowing they effed up actually about Bethany? Maybe Bethany and Dylan rather than the parents. Bethany may have confided in her parents or with her mum about a few things that no one knows about regarding that night. Maybe Bethany feels a sense of guilt about what happened, even if there's nothing to feel guilty about. Sometimes you can have survivor guilt. Maybe it's that. Total drama action. So this deck is the Revealing the Truth Oracle. This card is Collection, Unique Antique and Sample. And then we've got Chew, Deep Thinking, Remember, Solve Puzzles and Code Word. It's a bit of an odd one. I think the collection or the unique card is more about how Bethany's mum feels about Bethany in regards to she's a very unique person. She's got very unique energy, maybe. I also feel like she feels like Bethany's a very deep thinker. There may also be things that Bethany is gaining recollection about that she didn't have on the night, that maybe some repressed memories are coming out now, that, or around this time, that she didn't have before. Code word's interesting. What the code word is about. I wonder if Bethany's getting or has been getting some kind of counselling about what happened. It feels possibly that's what this is about. The antique word's jumping out at me as well. I don't know if there's any history of anyone in the family that maybe was an antique dealer or dealt in antiques, or I do get the feeling her home is quite opulent. I don't know if that's true, or did Bethany's mum grow in, is her home, are they quite well off? Do they have antiques around? So the next deck is the Places Oracle, which again is selected by Spirit, must be for a reason. So we'll see what this comes up with this. So we've got fuel station, refueling stop, convenience store, or charging station. And then home, comfort, familiarity, security, belonging, personal space. I've always imagined that Bethany's living at home, or she has been living at home after the atrocities. I don't know if that's true, but there may have been a period of time where she was at home with her parents while she got through this. The fuel station, refueling stop, convenience store, charging station. So this is an odd one because I feel like something's happened after the event, almost like Bethany being at a fueling station and she's seen someone that she's afraid of that had something to do with that night. They haven't seen her, but she's seen them. The last deck is the vocab deck that I selected, which are all these vocabulary cards with some imaging and words on. I'm going to pick 2 of these. Was she with her mum when she saw someone? Maybe she was in a car with her mum and said, oh my God, that's so-and-so. I saw him that night. I don't think she saw anyone in the house, but there's something here. I don't know. I don't think she saw anyone in the house. I don't think she saw this particular person. Or did she? We'll find out when we do the tarot. So this card, first one, is precipitous. And it says, the photographer bravely stood on the edge of a precipitous cliff to take a stunning photograph. Co-locations: cliff, drop, slide, slope. Synonyms: steep, vertiginous, high. Definition: very high, steep and dangerous. And then we have ember. The only light was the red glow of the dying embers. Definition: a small piece of glowing coal or wood that is still red and hot after a fire has died. Something dangerous. Is it dangerous knowledge? But the ember makes me feel like Bethany's burning to tell her story, possibly, or and they're having to keep her quiet, possibly. Because it would be dangerous if what she knew was public knowledge. So let's do the tarot. So we've got hidden keys. Oh, wow. I wonder if, I mean, that in itself, didn't realise how obvious that was. Did she know something about hidden keys? Were there keys hidden that were, someone had knowledge of, where keys were hidden to allow access to the house? I'm sure I've said this before. I know we're talking about Bethany here. Strange, I'm not getting much about her mum, but I just feel like her mum's the sort of person who would get everything out of her that she needed to. She'd have sat down and questioned her about everything, and she'd have, and I think Bethany trusted her mum, trusts her mum enough to give her everything she knew, is kind of what I'm getting. So we've got the sun in reverse. Okay. And the lovers in reverse. So the sun in reverse does make me feel like she didn't give up information as quickly and easily as maybe I thought. But her mum might be very good at getting information out of her. She is the kind of energy I get of, okay, this doesn't make sense, Bethany. Start again. Until she got, you know, got something that made sense. The lovers in reverse. There's something here about a relationship or a past relationship of Bethany's. Again, I don't know anything about any boyfriends, ex-boyfriends of Bethany's. I know I did that reading and said there may have been a liaison between her and Jack de Coeur. It wasn't a reading, it was messages from Kaylee. There's something here about an ex of Bethany's. Commitment, clarified by strength, and the Ace of Cups reversed. I think Bethany probably really struggled. I think she struggled. I can imagine she would have struggled a great deal with the backlash, the public backlash, the social media, all of those things. And I feel these cards are about her mum's commitment to Bethany to let her know that she would keep her safe, to not listen to the trolls, to not worry, you know, these people don't matter. She felt hated is what the Ace of Cups in reverse is about. So knowing they effed up, I mean, this could be directly linked to, if it's true, about her drunken fumbles with Jack de Coeur, is that she may feel like she's a direct link or even a cause of what happened because of what happened between her and Jack. And if this is about her mum, it's her mum knowing that Bethany effed up because she was irresponsible for one night, or this is clarified by the Six of Cups and the Queen of Swords. Something to do with Bethany's past, or something to do with Bethany's mum's past. Or children. I mean, it is the children card as well. I've also got the Queen of Swords, which I think could possibly be Bethany's mum. She feels like the kind of energy, Queen of Swords energy, someone who's very disciplined, very articulate, always speaks their truth regardless of how it feels. Total drama, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool. Ace of Pentacles. It's interesting. I almost get a feeling that Bethany's ambition was something to do with acting or getting into the performing arts kind of energy. But because of what happened, she may have felt like that opportunity was lost. That her reputation was tarnished, or I mean, it doesn't mean she can't do it. She needs to wait for the dust to settle. People will forget about this in time. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, right now it's front page headlines, but it won't always be. And she's still very young. We've also got the Fool, which is, and again, I feel this is advice coming from her mum to her, just saying don't let any of this change you, change your ambition. You're still the same person. Embrace yourself, embrace who you are, go out there, enjoy life, enjoy the new adventures, celebrate the fact that you are alive. Collection, unique antique sample. Clarified by the Moon and the Six of Pentacles. It's a bit of an odd one. It's almost like, and I don't see why Bethany would have needed any kind of legal representation. But I almost feel like her family have had to pay for a lawyer for some reason. And I don't know what that's to do with. It does feel like it's linked to the case, but I don't know why. Unless they sued someone. Maybe they sued someone for defamation or something. But there is an exchange going on here, an exchange of money. It's a verbal contract as well. So then we've got deep thinking, remember, solve puzzles, code word. I do think she's had counselling. She might have even had hypnosis. It's that kind of thing, almost like needing to release hidden emotions in some way. Clarified by the Nine of Cups, the King of Cups reversed. So it does feel like she's feeling better. She's in a much better place than she was. I should think she's deeply relieved that there's no longer going to be a trial. Both Bethany and her parents. The King of Cups reversed. They've managed to, I don't know who this King of Cups reversed is, but they've managed to release themselves from someone's clutches, and it feels like a male. Someone that's made them feel like, or tried to make them feel like they are responsible for something, and they can't just get away with not telling their part of the story. You know, it's like, but whoever that person is, they're no longer in their life. But maybe because the trial's over, I don't know. I don't know if this is lawyer energy. I don't know if it's someone else's parent. I always get the King of Cups come up when we're talking about Mr. G. Fuel station, clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. And I said this feels like a time when they've crossed paths with someone that Bethany was fearful of. Ten of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles reversed. It's the money connection. I don't know, I'm getting images of a burglary or a robbery, their home being robbed or something, and it's not necessarily connected to the case, but it'd be interesting if anyone knew. I mean, they feel very elusive, the family. I don't know how much information is out there about them, but was there some kind of incident, burglary within the home, either before or after the incident? I don't know what that connection is, but the Knight of Pentacles reversed. So the Knight of Pentacles reversed feels like the person that Bethany's afraid of, that she saw. Someone that could have been around her age. Probably male, around her age, who was possibly an earth sign. So Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, but don't focus on that too much. It could be Could be their rising sign. And then home. Clarified by the King of Swords reversed. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Home, comfort, familiarity, security, belonging, personal space. It feels like she stayed home to get away from these people. One of them's the King of Swords in reverse. Not a very nice energy at all. Someone who is cruel, negative, bully, tyrannical, controlling. And the Queen of Pentacles reversed feels like someone who was almost trying to blackmail them or bribe them. I mean, did they move home? I don't know. It could even be that. It could be that they had to relocate because they were getting threats, bribery threats. But it feels like there's a couple here. It feels like there's a man and a woman who were almost taking advantage deliberately of this situation to get money out of the situation. And I don't think they're directly involved. I just think that they are gold diggers. It's kind of the thing I'm getting. But in order to bribe someone, they have to have knowledge. That's the thing. They have to have knowledge, otherwise it doesn't work. So I think I'll finish with a couple more of these vocab cards just to finish, even though it's not particularly long reading this, but it was definitely worth doing. So this is Glade. It says, after trekking through darkness and densely packed trees, we finally reached a glade in the middle of the forest. Definition, an open space in a wood or forest. So that just to me represents the darkness that Bethany's been through, and that she's now coming to a place where she's coming through the darkness, out of the darkness. She's seeing the light. She's recovering. She's much better. She's in recovery, if that makes sense. And then we've got flamboyant. The dancers wore their most flamboyant outfits for the carnival. Derives from the word flame, like a flame. A flamboyant dresser is bright and easily seen. Synonyms, flashy, ostentatious, peacockish. Definition, brightly coloured and very noticeable and showy. Well, that certainly doesn't feel like Bethany. But maybe that's because the energy I've picked up on her is how she's been in that dark space. Maybe she is more flamboyant than we realise. Maybe when she's at her best, she is flamboyant and colourful. But the flashy, ostentatious, peacockish doesn't fit. And I wonder who that's about. because with this reading is about her mum. Maybe her mum is like that, maybe. Who knows? Maybe she is flamboyant and peacockish. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that because flamboyant. And again, I don't know if Bethany's got any brothers or sisters. So I may need to look into their energy if she does, because this could be about a sibling. We've got the sun, clarifying flamboyant. Again, there's that fire, sun, the fire, the flame. And we've got the moon. Wow. It's almost like a two-sided personality. Someone who's very outgoing, ostentatious, flamboyant on the outside, but maybe they're not like that at all. Maybe it's a show. They're not what they appear to be. Bit of a strange one, guys. Like I said, if anyone knows, can you please let me know what their names are? And also, does she have siblings? This is really interesting. The more I think about it, the more interesting it becomes. But the next reading will be on Bethany's father. There's definitely some things that are going on here that we're not aware of. That's what I believe anyway. That's my opinion. So guys, thank you as always. If anyone is interested in booking a live reading with me, you can do so via the link in the description below. Otherwise, I'll leave you with this reading. I look forward to hearing your comments and your thoughts. And until next time, thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement and your engagement that I return to you tenfold. See you next time. Enjoy the journey.